my best thoughts had produced the results I had at that time. And that was the foreclosure, bankruptcy, and repossession thoughts that I had. And I realized, you know what? I wasn't broke in the pocket. I was broke here. Not broken, but broke. I had to refuel myself. And they told me something a long time ago. They said, the difference that you will be in the next 5 or 10 years will be determined by the books you read, the audios you listen to, and who you're associated with. I began to get on the path of growth and reading different materials as I was guided and listening to different audio. And I began to hang around a different circle of people that were forward moving and forward thinking individuals, and it changed my life. As I was getting involved and I was continuing to look, I didn't know what I was going to do to get myself out of that situation, but I stumbled into an industry that I had heard about and I had no regard for, and it was the industry of direct sales. I thought people were getting involved in this business as a last resort, and maybe it was a pyramid, like some people used to say. I didn't know anything. It was ignorance on my part, but I stayed away from it until I had a conscious interrupt. I had a gentleman by the gentleman I was telling you by the name of Holton Buggs, who told me that condemnation without investigation is the height of stupidity. Don't condemn something before you yourself go out and find out from the right source about what it is that you're looking at. Because many times we listen to people who have little to no success or have never been involved in any type of successful business, and we typically take advice from them. That was me, and that was my neighbors at that time. And so I began to listen to some things and the different mindset, and I ended up getting involved in this industry, and it has turned out to be one of the best moves that I could have ever done in my life. It is now a major part of my portfolio, and now coming from foreclosure, bankruptcy, and repossession, being able now to have the deeds to myself. And my goal as I share with you this information, all of what we've done up to this point in our careers over the past 2 decades has been able to make sure that we were strategic in what we did, and we provided an environment that anyone could come into, no matter what your degree was, no matter what your nationality was, no matter how much money you had or didn't have, you can plug into a system and be able to gain control of your life. And that's what it was all about. And so I want to introduce you to something now that my business partners and I have been involved with, where we launched the business March of 2019. And in 12 months of a brand new concept, we did over $40 million in sales. And things are still progressing as we go, because now we have a proof of concept. Many people around the world want to have a piece of what we're doing. Let me introduce you to our company here as I bring up the screen here of iBoomerang and share with you what is this all about. Why did we do this company? Why are we so excited about our company? Is because, you know, things are changing nowadays. The way we used to think, go to work for, 40 years and put up a retirement and a pension and all of that stuff that we used to do is gone now. If someone comes in younger than you, less expensive than you are, they're trying to phase you out. And so it's starting to be very competitive in the way things are going, because companies are thinking more about their bottom line than the well-being of people. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that I was a part of a company that would allow me to be able to gain and keep control of myself. I'm going to give you some information, and because we're going to be talking about money, and I hope you're not afraid of me talking about money, because that is what it's all about. I'm not saying that money is everything, but in my opinion, it ranks amongst oxygen to me. When you don't have a lot of it and you're struggling, it seems like you're choking and you're out of breath. But when you have enough money and you're doing the right things with it, it's like a breath of fresh air. And I want to show you all how to benefit from it, but I can't guarantee that you're going to do the work. So I can't guarantee your income. And I have to be upfront with people, because I don't know a new person they're seeing it, just like a new person joining the real estate industry, or a new person joining insurance. They don't know whether you're going to do all the work. You can go through the classes, but eventually you have to do the work. And in our company, we say, listen, we're going to provide the opportunity. if you do the work according to the compensation plan here, we will guarantee you that we'll pay you every dime that you earn. And I think that's very fair. So listen, here's what we've been able to do. And I want you to understand what's taking place. It's time for you to take control. It's time for you to earn more money. And right now, it's time for you to start a home-based business. What better time than now when companies now, because of what has happened around the world, they now are sending people home to work from home more than any time before. But now we're working from home. And the thing is, we're still working for someone else in many cases. My goal and our goal right now is for you now to build a business that can be just as big as anything that you would ever work and do, but now you can do it from home. You can have more tax advantages and all kinds of things when you have your own home-based business. And we have a simple mission statement, and that's to provide an opportunity to succeed without selling by offering a 5-star lifestyle at 3-star prices. It's a very simple concept. We've gotten this thing down to a science. It's no guesswork, and that's why they deemed us as just different. Here's what's happening right now. It's time, we're taking people from an outdated business model where the customers pay more and only the people who are experienced, they win. See, in many situations, if you don't have experience, you can't make any money. And what we're doing in our company right now, we're saying, listen, let's take people into the new era, whereas the only way that you can make money from your customers is when your customer saves money. We now have a proven system that we put together, as I mentioned, with advanced tools and a proven leadership that can help you guide the way and guide you through the way there. And let's talk about the leadership that we have. And this is legendary because we brought some powerhouses together. And this is just a small representation from a corporate perspective, but we now have people and leaders all over the world who have come together, and they're making a difference in what we're offering today in our company. It is all led by our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs. Mr. Holton Buggs has been in this industry since 1990. He's been here for some time, and he went through the process, and for over 7 years, he never made more than $500 in his career. Think about this. In terms of the company in this industry. He was in the industry of direct sales, and he was going through the process as he was trying to find his way from outside businesses he had been involved with and never made more than $500 in one given month. And then he went over, and after finding some things and putting some things together, he developed a system. As I have been mentioning, system state, and it stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. That's exactly what a system would do. And now we've been able to go out there and show people how to rapidly succeed with what we're doing as a company. And we've broken records. I've been with Mr. Buggs for over 20 years. We've broken records. And in that period of time of breaking records, we took 10 years and we developed the system and went out there and created an environment where over 45 millionaires were created within that system. At that time, we were part of another company, and we had developed that system and worked that system and generated billions of dollars of sales collectively. But we didn't own anything. And this time he said, listen, I'm going to start my own company, and everything that I ever wanted to do, I can do it now for the distributors. And his goal was to make sure that we gave back to the industry more than we ever took away, because the industry has been so good to us. When you're with the right person and the right people that have the right resume of success, then you can benefit from that too. I came along. He asked me to join forces with him. I said, absolutely. I became the global master ambassador of the company, meaning again, as the head distributor of the company worldwide, because I had gone through some experiences. And now my goal is to make sure that we bring enough people, as many people who choose to, along with us on this journey. And if we've done it big for other people, you can best believe we're going to do it big for our team and ourselves. We also had some people that had experience with us, like Mr. Terrence Gray. We call him T. Gray. He's the VP of Operations. He's with us before, built large teams in this industry, but went on to do major things from a corporate perspective. And we wanted the best talent. And when we decided to launch this company, Mr. Bugs thought about Terrence Gray and said, hey, yes, I would love to have you as the VP of operations. Based on your experience, you fit the mold right here. Same thing happening with my dear friend and business partner, Mr. Mark Kipcart. He's our vice president of marketing. He's the one that makes us look so good right now. Everything that you see on the branding and all those things, even this presentation in terms of how it's been put together and the color schemes and everything, all his team, they're working tirelessly to make sure that we have the best branding in the world. And that's why we brought a skilled person such as Mark Kipcart to head the marketing division of our company. Lori Spears, who's someone that's no stranger to a part of what we do. And I'm going to talk about the product that we've been able to offer, just one of them, but she's experienced in the world of travel. And I'm going to show you how we're able to benefit in just one of the things that we do, but we call her the goddess of travel. She is amazing. She sits on the board of directors for many different organizations within this industry. She advises different people all over the world, and she's a part of our system and was brought on to us by Mr. David Manning, who is the CEO of our travel division of our company. David Manning has a wealth of experience himself, but he brought this whole concept along with Mr. Peter Hirsch, who is now a part of our company as well. And they brought the concept to Mr. Bugs that I'm going to talk about, which is now changing the world. Peter Hirsch also sits on our Boom Foundation, where we feed kids all over the world. We're already doing and making an impact all over the world with what we do. And you're going to see the power of how we intertwine the product that we have with making sure we help rid the world of malnourishment as much as we can possibly do. One person with a vision, one person with a dream has put this together, and it's already taken effect. Our team has created a concept to make the future of business easier for you to do. And I'm going to tell you how we did that. It all started with a concept that's called the PRIB that was developed by Mr. Bugs. The PRIB stands for Perpetual Residual Income Builder. We're going to show you how to perpetually grow your income. In many cases, you do the work one time and you now be able to get paid for a lifetime. That's what residual income will do for you. Just think about this. How many of you all would like to do that? If someone would have told you, listen, I'm going to give you a position in our company. If you go on and work, for the next 2, 3, 4 years, we're going to let you build it up. And whatever you do, we're going to let you benefit from that for the rest of your life. And you can take off if you choose to. See, it doesn't work like that in traditional space. But I'm going to show you how to take what we've done now and allow you to benefit from what's taking place. What's the difference with this PRIB and the system that we have right now? See, in traditional businesses, when you start a traditional business and you come up with the concept, you have to do all of the work, all of it. You have to follow up with your customers. You have to do the selling. You have to do the upselling, the cross-selling of new products coming in. You have to do all the orientation for your employees. You have to do all of the training. You have to do anything to do with running a business in a traditional sense. When you start it, you are on your own to get it going. You have to come up with the investment. And in many cases, when you start a business of any kind, you have to have some working capital. And those are things that you have to do, but you're typically on your own. Some people choose to get involved in the industry of direct sales. This is where you can get started for a low barrier of entry with different companies that are out there, and they don't have a whole lot of support in many cases. You still have to do a lot of the work, but you do have some training, and you do have events that you can attend. And they have those things to help support the company in that sense. But when you move over in the category of franchises, for an example, they have a lot more support, especially with some of the larger established franchises. They have advertisement. They have, the way that it's just like a McDonald's deal. You don't paint the arches pink just because you like pink. They are golden arches. So you have to have it, and there's a system in place for you to follow, and they help you grow your business based on the things they do around the world, and you're able to benefit from that. They do the upsell. They come up with the product and the new concepts. You just add it into the store that you own. The thing about it is this: we now have something very similar in what we do in our company with the PRIB. The PRIB will help you with the follow-up of your team, the follow-up of your prospects, selling for you, upselling for you, cross-selling new products. You see what I'm talking about on that. Welcome to your team. It takes the burden off of you. It takes the heavy load off of you because it's been developed, whereas now the system will do the heavy lifting. All of the things that anyone ever needed to help them grow a big business, now the PRIB will assist you in doing what others have struggled to do in the past. And that's what I like about what's being put together. The PRIB is also a system that we put together that is comprised of artificial intelligence and data analytics. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that and how we've been able to take thousands of customers, hundreds of thousands of customers, and put them within the PRIB. But these customers are going to have major benefits to you in the very near future. The way that we get those customers into the PRIB is what we call our iGo travel platform. It is the front door to the PRIB. You say, well, why travel? Well, travel is something that's going to happen no matter what. People have to do it for business, and many people do it for pleasure. And I can tell you right now, no matter what happens in the world, things shape up and happen, and it may slow down, but guess what? It always goes back because the world is connected in many different ways, and people are moving around the world all the time. We're getting ready to go through another rush of the travel industry, especially coming out of what we just went through with this pandemic. There's some major things that's about to happen. But in the first 12 months of us being in business, we put in over 500,000 customers in our business with this division alone. I'm going to show you some other things, but I'm just talking about what we have done and where we are going. Because you want to be a part of the trend and ahead of the trend before it happens. And there's some major things that are about to happen, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to make sure you're able to be the beneficiaries of it. So what happens now in our company, it feeds the PRIB. And you say, well, why travel? Well, first of all, travel is still an $8 trillion industry. When you look at the numbers, Asia is over $1 billion in travel per day. Europe, 4.8 billion. United States, 2.8 billion. Latin America, almost $1 billion there in Latin America. And Africa, the continent of Africa, over $500 million a day is being generated in the travel space. You have major companies that have taken advantage of what has happened in the past, and they're getting ready to take advantage of the rush of what's about to happen in the future. And you're probably saying, well, why do I say it's a rush? Well, the world stopped for a minute, not completely, but for a minute. But what happens is this: to get the world back on track, companies are going to be sending their executives all over the world to get things on track. The other thing that's going to happen is there's a such thing as cabin fever. People have been tired, and you all probably know what I mean. Some of you all have been stuck in the house or stuck in your neighborhood or whatever the case. You can't wait to get out and go somewhere. Someone is going to have to service that customer base. Millions of people around the world, and these companies such as Booking Holdings and Expedia Group, they own over 45 different websites that we used to go to. We're used to going to and checking the price for the best price. But what we don't know is these 45 websites, we're only searching two different servers or two different separate servers. One owned by the company Booking Holdings, which is really Priceline, and of course the other one is the Expedia Group. And we now are getting, just a few hundred or a few dollars here and there taken off, but it's all from the same systems. What we've done is our company has partnered with a wholesaler where we're able to get the same prices that you could, the wholesale prices, the same inventory. We get it at wholesale, same inventory, and we pass the savings on to you and your potential clientele. I'm going to show you how when I said we are having people to have success without selling, they don't have to sell people on what we're going to do because we're giving away the technology for free. Yes, You bring on your customers for free. You don't sell them anything. You give them a system or technology that they're able to get a benefit from. And now you're able to, we show you how to monetize the savings. Here's some examples of what I mean by this. We brought out some actual bookings. And we have one from New York. Pull up a 4.5-star hotel. That on this particular site that we brought up, a well-known site, $339 a night for this particular room. We went to our iGo platform, and this room was $178. That's $161 of savings. We went over to another 4-star hotel, and on this site, it was $440 a night. But on our site, it was $130 a night. Same room, same time, same hotel, but just $310 a night of savings. How would you like to, again, travel 5-star lifestyle, 3-star prices? We did it with rental cars. $220. We had a savings that we did. It was $392, but $221 for this particular booking instead of $392. That's $171 of savings. Many people have been sending in their receipts and saying, listen, I have saved X amount of dollars. The system works. Our CEO, as soon as we got started, he said, I'm going to take a trip just to make sure this system works. I want to make sure, am I going to have a room with a window in it and a bed? Before I offer this technology, we went through this system. We went through the numbers. We were just amazed at what was taking place. And I can tell you over the year of me being involved, in some months now, I have saved so much money on my travel. If I didn't do anything else, just on the savings of my travel, it was well worth it. You look at this particular booking that Mr. Bugs did to the very right-hand part of the corner of the page, and you see that he had a trip, and the trip reservation came out to be about $1,300, but he had already saved almost over $1,500 in savings. That would have been about $3,000 of a trip that he was going to take anyway, but he saved $1,589. The system also gives points, and the points mean you also save the money, but you're able to get points that you use towards your future bookings, just like cash. So as a personal benefit, it just makes sense to be able to have a product such as the one that we have today. Again, access a 5-star lifestyle at 3-star prices. You see our core services. We have the hotels, car rental, cruises. We even have homes. We have weeks where you can get vacation, timeshare, marketplaces, and all of the additional services that come with travel. You want excursions, you want theme parks, you can get it here. In many cases, it's going to be pennies on the dollars versus what you would normally pay as you get ready to travel around the world for your personal benefit or for business. All the things are there, and the thing I can ask you is this: do you boomerang? I can tell you, yes, I boomerang, and hopefully you will too. Let me give you some other benefits of what we have been able to do within the travel space and show you how we've been going to benefit from the boomerang. The boomerang concept comes from the sense of giving. And what do I mean by that? Just like a boomerang is known to be thrown out, the physical boomerang product, and it comes known to come back with you. We're going to show you how to give away some technology for free. But when the technology is utilized, money comes back to you. So you're exchanging technology for money. It's very simple. We send what we call smart codes. Right now, the way it's set up, you have a general smart code that a person can utilize their phone, download the code, it opens, and you give them a personal code that's linked to them, just to them, that's generated by you. You give it to them for free. They fill out the information. They become a member for free as a customer, and they now can earn up to 35% off as a customer on their travel. So now what happens is they receive the code, or they can go to iBoom, iGoBoom.com, redeem the code, and they're up and running. And every time a code is activated, we're feeding kids with the way that we're set up. So we're doing good within the good we're doing for others. It just makes good business sense to deal with this one part of what we do. Here's an example of what can happen from you giving away a free code. I tell a person, if you can't make money with a free system, you just need to get out of business. Here's what happens here. As a member of the company, you get the full benefit. So we have an example of a trip to Cancun. In this example, as a travel savings ambassador, meaning as a distributor or full-fledged member of our company, you can, in this case, you would have earned in excess of 41% of what was available, or you would have saved, sorry. This particular price on any public site was over $1,046. But on our iGo site, on your iGo site, this particular trip to Cancun came up to be $621. That's $424 of savings. But on the other hand, if you would have given the code and that was redeemed by a customer, let's say you saw me, you said, hey, Edwin, I know you travel a lot. I want to give you a free technology that costs you absolutely nothing. The only strings attached to it is just send me a picture on your very first vacation after using our site. Very simple. Some people can have fun with that. You can have fun and make money. What happens now? As a customer, you gave me the site. I redeemed the code. That is my site for life. Anytime I go to book travel, of course, I'm going to go to my own personal site that you gave me. And now I can earn up to 35%. In this case, it would have been 20% because I only get half of the savings that you're allowed to get. So what happens now? In this case, that $1,046 trip for me was only $834. I saved $212 in this example. I'm extremely excited. Well, what happens when I saved it as a customer, you gave me the site, I saved $212, you earned 50% of whatever I saved. You just earned an additional $106, and you had nothing to do with me booking my own personal trip, whether it was for business or for pleasure. How many sites are you willing to give away if you know and knew that every time someone booked the trip, they were able to save money, but you made money? How many people would you give the sites to? That's the same thing with rideshare. Knowing now what we know about the rideshare companies and the rideshare industries, what did you pay to use some of those services? Nothing in terms of downloading or gaining the app. The only thing you pay for is what you use as a service, but those customers were acquired for free. They gave their technology away. People use the app, and now whenever someone used the app, they make money as a company. This time we said, listen, this time we're going to let you give away the technology, but every time somebody that you gave utilized the service, you make money. It's a big difference in what we do. We also see an extension of what's happening in the travel industry. One of the fastest growing sectors of the travel industry is what we call the drive share industry. Drive share or ride share, either way. The front door to our company is our travel component. The next door to our company into the crib is our ride share or drive share company, and it's called Vibe. We have room for growth. And I told you, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with those customers, and I'm going to give you the big picture. I'm giving you the front door. I'm giving you different doorways to what we do, of giving away our services and different ways that you can earn money and how we tie this all together. But what happens now, I'm going to introduce you to Vibe Rides. We'll launch this business in select areas, in particular Texas and Florida to start it out. We already paid our first commissions to our drivers last week. This is how fresh and new this opportunity is for you. This will be a household name because of what we're doing in our company. iGo platform will be household because people will have their own websites. The thing about it is, will they be your customer or someone else's customer? Don't cost them anything. Will they use in rideshare space? They're predicting right now in the rideshare space, they're predicting in the world that 50% of the people will either no longer have cars or they will use rideshare instead of using their own personal cars. Someone has to service those customers. Why not you? What would have happened, as I said before, if they would have given you the opportunity with some of the rideshare companies for you to gain the customers, and every time they took a trip, you made part of the commission or part of the trip that was taking place. What happens now? We're going to show you how to do that because that day is here now. Here's the next generation of drive share. You have 3 ways to earn in addition to everything I talked about. You can earn when you drive. If you choose to drive, you can do it. And we are now deemed as a mobility solutions company, meaning that not only we will have people that we can take from place to place, but if you see how things are happening with the gig economy, people right now are looking to deliver various products or medicines or whatever. We have already fixed our system and preparing ourselves for that so that we can participate in that arena as well, because it's growing like crazy, and we're going to get our little share of it. And guess what? It's going to be billions of dollars that we're going to split amongst each other. So not only can you do it from your own efforts of driving, but you can earn when others drive as well. That means that if you recommended someone and they say, hey, listen, I want to be a part of Vibe and I'm going to drive because I need to make some right now money, like so many people are looking to do, every time they make a trip, they're going to get their full bit of money, but you're also going to make a piece of that trip as well because you recommended them, and that's going to be for life. As long as they drive, you earn. You also earn money when you bring on other customers. That means that if you happen to recommend someone to the Vibe Ride system and they become a customer, and every time they get off a plane, every time they need to go from point A to point B in whatever cities we are in, whenever they utilize that app, you just made money for life every time they utilize that service. And so here's some things that happens. From an active standpoint, meaning that from a person who chooses to drive, you earn 75% of the trip that you do. That means that of the time and distance, not of the taxes and tolls and all of that stuff, the company doesn't make any money on that. So we can't pay a profit. But anything, just like any other rideshare company, we're going to pay you on the time and distance, 75%. When you hit over 50, start at 70 in the month, 70%. When you do over 50 rides in a calendar month, it automatically bumps up to 75%, just as a person who chooses to drive. They can now go, if you're in Texas and in Florida, in the various areas that we're in, a person want to make some right now money with Vibe, they can go download the app, Apple Store, Google. They can pay for the inspection, pay for their background check, and they now becomes a driver of Vibe. The cool thing about Vibe is we've been able to do some things here where we have some features for safety and all kinds of things that we've been doing for the drivers and the passengers. We wanted to be different with the way that we came out. Here's some other things that we've done from a passive standpoint for the drivers. That means that a driver or a non-driver can bring on other drivers. What happens now? Let me give you a quick example of how to create some residual income, passive residual income. Just imagine this. Imagine you brought 10 drivers. They joined the force, they're part of Vibe, and they begin to drive, and they generated $50,000 in a calendar year of business for themselves. What happens now? 10 drivers doing $50,000 of business. That's $500,000 of business that they did and money that they earned, but the company has set aside a bonus structure where they will pay you 3% of every time those drivers drove through the Vibe system. 3% of that, that's an additional $15,000. Even if you did not make a drive, you made more money that year. You can add a zero. If it was 10 or 100 or 1,000 drivers, it didn't matter. Whatever the number you get, you're going to earn 3%. That's residual income every time. We also have a passive income side for the residual of gaining customers. Remember, you can get customers, you can get drivers. You can drive. Any way that you do it, you have the ability to earn money while your travel money is doing what it's doing as well. We're showing you how to set it up perfectly within our system. I want you to imagine this. Just say you went out and you found 10 riders, just 10. We're developing a system right now that's happening right now, being programmed that we're working on, whereas anyone that refer 5 other customers for free. Remember the customers, they download the app for free. They only use what they only pay for what they use in the service. But for you recommending, or your customers recommending other people, they get a free ride for every 5 customers they recommend. But if that customer came through you, the free customers, the customers that they acquire, those are your customers as well. So the company is going to help you, as we said, perpetually grow your income. Watch this. The 10 riders you have, they get 5, each get 5 customers. That's 50 new customers that you have. You have 60 customers now. Your 10 plus the additional 50 that they got. And let's just say we did it one more step. These 50 customers, they want to get their free ride. They went out and got 5 customers apiece. That's now 250 additional customers. We now have 310 customers that you have gained yourself through your team of customers. And let's just say the average person only did $50 per month in riding and ride share. That's all they use the system. 310 people, $50 a month in business. You get 3% of that in addition to everything else. That means now 3% of $15,500 in total rides that they did. That's an additional $465 a month. Just imagine if this begins to grow, and all we're talking about is gaining free customers. We will have thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of customers in this company. The thing about it is, how many of them do you want coming through you and your organization? There's more ways to get paid. I'm going to give you a snapshot because the other things I talked about was basically based on what you did in terms of your own personal things that you can do. There are 3 ways that you can make money. YOE, and I've learned about money. YOE, OPI, and OPE. YOE, your own efforts. There are certain things you can do by yourself to generate income. But the challenge is, in many cases, if your income is only based on your own efforts, then if something does happen to you, then your income is most likely goes away or heavily decreased. That's another thing that I learned about OPI, other people's ideas. You can earn other money from other people's ideas. You don't have to be the innovator. You can be the duplicator. You can make an absolute fortune as well. That's why we put a system of duplication here. But OPE, other people efforts, other people experiences. You can take what we've done now and we can show you how to leverage your time and effort. What you do by yourself is addition in your life. What you do with other people and helping other people grow is multiplication. I'm going to show you how to multiply your efforts with our system. Here's one way as well of customer acquisition that you can do. Just on the travel side. Imagine you get 10 travel customers. They have those websites we gave them. In addition to this could be travel or rideshare. But let's just look at this for an example. 10 customers who only travel and save $600 on an annual basis. $600 of savings times 10 people is $6,000. Well, what is that to you? You remember, you earn 50%. Of every time they save, you earn 50%. $6,000 in total savings, you just made an additional $3,000. So what happens is this: if you get more customers, you get more travel savings bonus. You get more ride share money. You get more from the drive share, from the drivers. You get more from the riders. All this money comes under one umbrella, and it feeds the PRIA. Here's the other thing that happens. If you choose to duplicate yourself, here's I'll wrap this up. Very simple. You may have some other like-minded people that say, listen, I have people that I want to give the service to as well. So not only do you do this by yourself, but you now can bring on other points of distribution. meaning that other people, I had several people that said, I am going to tear this up. I'm looking for it. They're all walks of life and backgrounds, and they chose to participate in our system. We have these different various packs that you can choose from that I'm going to talk about. But right now, what happens is you're going to be able to earn a direct sales bonus up to 15% based on the product pack volume that they choose. And I'll show you what they are in just a minute, the coach, business, and first class pack. But once those individuals get started, they can build any part of our business. You get started, you have a position, the company now is going to reward you from our dual team system. This is just our method of tracking the sales. Just say you found me and you put me on one side, and you found our CEO, Mr. Holtenbucks, and put him on the other side. And maybe he found some other leaders and began to put them in, and I put a few key people in like I've done, and now this thing begins to grow, but you right there, because you started it, you make an override on those two teams. The company now, what it does, the system would count down to the infinity on the left, down to infinity on the right, and based on the lesser number of the two, in this case, the left team did 10,000 in business. CD is what we call it, commissionable volume. The right team did 5,000 of total volume, but the company would pay you up to 20% of the lesser number. In this case, the system now pays you 20% of 5,000. That means you just made an additional $1,000 from the volume of business that was generated from building up your organization. That's not including your customer sales. That's not including your direct sales bonus. That's just from the volume of business from actually the growing of your organization. And this system now would pay you up to $250,000 per week. Now, I'm not here to talk about that type of money. Most people don't even believe it's possible. But could you believe an extra $75,000 a year? How about building another fiber 10,000 a month? How about whatever your number is? How about having another six-figure opportunity for yourself that you can build one time and make it on a residual basis? That's exactly what we put together. Here's the closing thing that I want to talk about. You heard me speak about the PRIA, perpetual residual income builder. What happens now is this. All of those customers that you're growing, you and your team are growing into the PRIA, we're now going to be able to take the data analytics and see exactly what they're looking to purchase. It's pretty much like Facebook. Facebook did something with all of us in the world. We didn't even know what they were doing. For many years, the only thing they did was say they're going to collect information and connect all of their people with their friends, family, relatives, co-workers, or whatever, all over the world. It cost us nothing, but we gave them our database for free. Remember, can I have permission to get your phone book out of your phone? And they took all of those leads, all of those people, put them in a system, and now they have over 1 billion set of eyeballs that they can advertise to, and they've been able to monetize that, but the money goes back to Facebook. We have a very similar system because now our customers are accomplished or acquired for free. But what happens now, those are your customers for life. But we're now going to be able to take the data analytics and see exactly what they're looking for. And based on what those customers are looking for, let's say we have 1 million customers, 200,000 are looking for something, maybe insurance or maybe movie tickets or maybe whatever it may be. We don't pay retail for anything. We pay wholesale. We pass the savings back to those customers. But because those are your customers, our marketing team will market the services to them. But you make the commission from those just as if you made the sale. That is a game changer. So multiple ways of earning income, showing you how to do it one time and get paid on it over and over again. That's exactly what we've done. What does it take for you to get started? It's very simple. This is how you get started. Everybody gets started with the standby pack. This is going to allow you to get into the system for $49.95 one time. You have a wholesale kit. It's going to give you the version of the customer site, the customer version of the iGo site. It gives you 5 boomerangs that you can send out and acquire 5 customers. Cost the customer nothing. They download the service. They're your customer for life. You earn up to 25% of the direct sales bonus that comes in from when they save money. You don't make the full thing, you turn it for 25% of it. If you refer travel to our travel agency, you now can have where people can do group bookings and things of that nature. You can earn 25% of any group bookings that are sent over to Extreme Travel, our travel division. And then now you have the I Decide presentation. That is a full presentation you can send out to people, an interactive presentation, so you don't have to do all the explaining of this information that I have. We have a system that'll do that for you. We have an online management system that will manage and track every sale, every ride, everything that takes place is going to be tallied up in your back office, and you can track your business. That technology is available to you once you get started. Here's where you now can be a participant in the compensation structure. Once you get your $49 set up done, then you can choose one of 3 of these next product packs that I'm going to talk about as I close out. You have the Coach Pack. The Coach Pack is going to give you the ability to participate with our iGo booking engine. You now have access to hotels, flights, and car rentals. You don't have access to cruises, homes, weeks, marketplace. You just start with the beginner's pack. You now get 10 boomerangs. 10 boomerangs that you're able to get. You earn up 50% of the available savings that's available. So you step higher in earning than the standby pack in terms of earning from the boomerangs that you give out. You now can earn 10% of the building of the 2-team system I spoke about. And you have access to the pre-op, and you can build Vibe Rides. It's $250 one time. You're ready to go in the business, and you can start to, at least you own the plane, as we say. The next one, step up, is our business class pack. With the business class, you now have access to hotels, car rentals, and cruises. You get 25 boomerangs. You get 100% of the savings that's the money that's from the savings that's available from your boomerang customers. You now earn 12% instead of 10% from the 2-team system. You're going to build it anyway. Why not make an extra 2% on top of your efforts? And then you get access to the pre-op. You have access to Vibe Rides. It's $500 one time, and now you're on the business class earning more money with more benefits. But last but not least is our first class pack. These are for people who really want to get it done. They don't want to play around with this thing. They said, listen, I want the accessibility to everything. For only $1,000, you can have a business that can grow, and you can build it with unlimited income potential. You get access to everything, the car rentals, hotels, flights, cruises, homes, weeks, all of the vacation packages, timeshare. You get 50 boomerangs to start off to give for your customers. You earn 100% of the savings bonuses that are available. You now can earn up to 20% day one in our company for a period of time. You have access to the pre-op, and you now can participate in Vibe Rides as well. And this one is only $1,000 for your freedom. And what do I mean by that? It was one of the best outlays of money I could have gotten started with when I purchased the first class pack. I'm first class anyway. I wanted to benefit from the system, and that's exactly what I did. I got my start. I had access to everything. I built the business, and now it's financial freedom time. Get started now. Don't mess around. It's time for us to make some money. It's time for you to gain control, as I said, and get yourself started at that first class pack. Let's go out there and put a game plan together for you so we can put some people in your business and some money in your pocket. I have 2 philosophies about money. I'd rather have more than less. I would rather have it now than later. And so I want to make sure that you all have full access to the system and the people that we put together here to help you build it. We look forward to having you all a part of our company. We're going to say welcome to everyone who is joining us, and we see you guys at the top. Bye for now. Edwin Haynes, Houston, Texas, Global Master Ambassador by Boomerang. Boom.